If you want to learn how to make your slice bite through the court, then this is the video to watch. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to make your slice backhand bite and knife through the court even more. So stay tuned. So like I said, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your slice bite through the court. Now, why is this so important? Why am I telling you how to have a biting, nasty slice? Well, first of all, let's cover the different ranges of slices. There's a bunch of different slices from the forehand, the backhand, defensive, offensive approach of slice, but we're going to talk about two main slices that I want to talk about in this one, so you have a different contrast. First, you have the defensive slice, where we make the ball float. You use the slice usually when you're on the run and you want to buy some time. That's great, but the slice I'm talking about today is that biting, knifing slice. Where are we going to use this? This is a great way that if we're in a topspin backhand rally, whether you're a two-hands or one-hand, just to mix it up. Make your opponent have to really dig the ball up. Another great place to use this is when you're trying to come in the net and you want that ball to bite and stay low. So when you do come in the net, your opponent has to hit up and you can volley down. Now, for that special tactic and that special thing that everybody feels the pain of is playing a pusher. This is an incredibly great shot against a pusher, because what does a pusher want to do? They want to try to lift the ball. Well, if you hit a great slice, a biting slice, what's going to happen is they have more trouble trying to get under the ball, which means they can't lift it. You're going to have more opportunities to hit short balls in the middle of the court. And this is why you need to learn the biting, nasty, knifing slice. Okay? Might be exaggerating a little bit. But let's get down to the tactics. How do we do this? So we first have to change our mindset. What does that mean? Well, first of all, a lot of people think when you're hitting a slice, you got to hack down it. They think lumberjack, I'm chopping wood. Well, that's not the answer. Basically, it's the exact opposite. Okay, what we want to have this biting, nasty slice that goes through the court, pretty low over the net, is we need more penetration first, and we need underspin or backspin second, okay? So, how do we do this? We change our mindset first. We're not trying to hack through the ball. We're actually trying to hit through the ball first and add some backspin. So this changes the whole dynamic of how you're gonna hit this ball. Instead of really coming down on the ball, okay? Yeah, that has a lot of spin on it, but what we really wanna do is really pull through the ball, and you can see how that's really biting and it has more force behind it. I can really, okay? So really what we want to start doing is, instead of hacking down on the ball, we really want to line our body up to pull the racket through, okay? If you really watch a lot of professionals when they're slicing during a ground stroke, you see them the racket starts off pretty high and behind, but when they're starting to swing down on the racket, you notice that they get to the level of the ball and it goes out, okay? Now again, there's a ton of different slices. You might see a return slice, which is a little bit more of a defensive slice. You're not going to see the long finish on the slice compared to, let's say, a biting slice that we're talking to. So what we want to start thinking is, we got to almost get under the ball. So even though I'm starting high like this, I'm getting under the ball. So the thing we want to do is start to think we got to get under the ball a little bit and really hit through it. I like to start off very simply when we talk about the slice, which is start here and just focus on almost like a volley, Peter Freeman, a good friend of mine, did a great slice video talking about how it's an extended volley. He's totally right. On a volley, you're not going to hack down on your volley. You're going to go through. What I want to add is making sure that we really attack the ball through and think hit first, slice or backspin second. So I'm thinking of, how can I really hit this ball first and add some backspin second? So I want to show you a couple demos of how we're going to do this. First of all, we're going to make sure we get that racket back. It's really important that we get the butt of the racket back. This gets in that leverage position where I can really start pulling the butt of the racket a little bit, which pulls the racket head a lot, okay? Now I have my racket up here, but when I start to swing, I'm going to swing through the ball and have a nice long finish. Now, as I have this long finish, I'm going to come slightly across the ball to impart that spin. I'm not hacking down. I'm coming across. Let me do it this way so you can maybe see it. I'm coming across, okay? Really what I'm really trying to focus on doing is, as I'm hitting the ball, having that racket face or making that contact in the center of the chest and finishing out. Another really important thing is the opposite arm. Opposite arm is really important because it helps you keep your balance. So we don't want to do this because we're going to open up too much. You're going to pull the ball to the right. We want to really make sure that opposite arm keeps our balance and we keep almost our body sideways until we're finished with the stroke, and then we can recover and look at what we did. Okay, so let me take you through some live demos of this. A couple other things that I didn't talk about before is that we want to, as we prepare, get our weight ready to go forward. Really important that we're using our body weight, okay? If you notice in every stroke, it's never usually just the swing or the arm. It's the entire body working together. And we don't have time to talk about the entire body working together, but no, we're gonna start with the legs, go up to the hips, shoulders, and then the arm is gonna lead through the ball. So, ball's coming. See, I'm gonna get my racket up, and you're gonna notice how I'm coming across my body. Okay, up, across my body. Okay, setting up, across, oh, a little long on that. There we go. Across my body. This ball has a lot of backspin. Across my body. Now, the other thing you notice, just because of the way the ball is coming, I'm hitting the ball above my shoulder. So if the ball's a little higher, I simply start the racket off a little higher. Okay, ball is a little lower. That one. Ball is a little lower. I'll start my racket off a little lower. But you see, drop shot. But you see, basically, it swings here, and I'm hitting through the ball, coming across, creating the backspin. There's not a crazy swing. You see it kind of like the orchestration of my entire body working together. How I load, and I start with the hips and pull the racket through. So, easy way to practice this. Just start off bouncing a ball and start here. Once you get that down, get a friend, go up against the wall, and just practice this little motion until it gets a little bit bigger. You control it. Remember, coming across controls that spin on the ball. So make sure you go out and practice this. This is gonna take some practice because you just don't get it overnight. But go out and practice this, okay? Make sure you also leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and if you have any questions, because I'd love to hear from you. This is Kevin Garlington from TotalTennisDomination.com.